Okay, so I think we're going. I think it's changing. Amazing. It should be up. Hello, everyone. We've got excellent connection. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. And then hello. Yes, I see our faces. I'm so excited that I got this to work.
No, dude,
I
it doesn't show up for me. Oh, there
oh,
we go.
we did it.
Now
We
I can see
have
us as well.
liftoff. Oh my god. No, you should have seen the absolute struggle. We had a little competition between like our OPC hangout groups because I kind of wanted it to be like a Harry Potter type deal with like the houses, and
Oh, okay.
we premiered all the videos for like their competition, and it took me like 30 minutes to figure out what I was doing. I started like 7 different live streams, couldn't figure out which one I was on. Like we were 7 of them on our YouTube of just me looking at the computer helpless. For
Oh
like 10
wow.
seconds, 12 seconds. It was a great time. So, uh, but yeah, no, dude, Birger, I'm super excited to have you on. So this is something we're trying to do every month. Have somebody in the community on that is very influential, very big, and of course, like, I mean, I was taught by Nate like what cardistry was, and like of course like before we went to CardistryCon last year, we literally for an entire day just sat down and watched like all sorts of YouTube videos on CardistryCon, like super old like cardistry videos, and like your cardistry is always just been like top notch, top level, like insane.
Oh, thank you.
Like he's like stop, no. But yeah, it was just so awesome getting to meet you at CardistryCon, and like I think it was also awesome because like it was people that like Nate has known about for a long time, and he was like, oh my god, we're hanging out with Birger. And I'm like, yeah, Nate, it's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope. So yeah. So I'm excited for the OPC fam to get to hang out with you, and kind of just ask any questions that they want. This is kind of
Sure.
just like us vibing, us hanging out. It's a time for them to kind of get to ask you like anything that they've ever wanted to ask the amazing Burger. And yeah, we're just and we're just vibing. We were just talking about coffee. It turns out Burger's not a coffee drinker.
No,
So
not really. I do enjoy the taste,
yeah,
but yeah, I don't drink coffee that often. But I
yeah,
do
yeah.
like coffee now though.
Right. So I've heard coffee in places other than the U.S. is great, and that the coffee in the U.S. like sucks. Is that
Uh,
in all your experience with U.S. coffee? Is it different?
I don't think I've ever had coffee outside of Sweden at all. But I've heard that Sweden has really, really strong coffee compared to the US.
Yeah, I've heard that about literally everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
that makes
that's the
sense.
case probably.
That's so funny. Let
So,
me triple check, make sure we're popped up on here for people to see. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I'm pumped.
We've got Lewis in the chat. Or Louis.
Hey,
Apologies.
yes, Lewis. Hello, hello. Yes, he is freaking awesome. He's just over in Germany, so got some
Oh,
international viewership, which is freaking awesome. Yeah, we have I think 2 European cardistry groups and 1 European magic group, if I remember right. So we're kind of spread out all over the place. So but yeah,
great to
just
hear.
kind of wait for people to flood in. But yeah, so Burger, I see you've got those peeler V1s there,
Yeah.
which has been freaking awesome. I think because like you were somebody that I think we originally sent cards to like help us kind of get some content made, which is super awesome. Like it's been
Yeah.
crazy to me like how far we've come in terms of like cards, but like I mean Burger's been everywhere. I mean your the Fontaine Futures video at CardistryCon, like I was just like, what in the absolute world is this? Like
Yeah.
it's absolutely crazy. Um,
Zach did such a great job with that video.
right,
He's really good at filming and editing and all that. So
right,
yeah, big props to him. It was a lot of fun to create as well, to
right.
make the video filming.
Yeah. So let's get. I think I have a couple questions for you that can like get us definitely get some minds churning, get some balls rolling,
Yeah.
especially while we have people coming and joining because we did start 10 minutes early. But also, if after this like hour-ish, if you want more Burger, Burger goes live on Twitch.
Yeah.
What is your Twitch name, Burger?
It's the same as my Instagram name, so it's Burger_K. So it's
Perfect.
my name underscore the first letter of my last name. Okay.
That.
Yeah, I'll be interviewing Aslan. So
Oh,
you
that's
might know him
awesome.
from CCC last year. He's done other stuff as well, obviously. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Dude, that's awesome. So on your Twitch, do you kind of just do this? Do you just like hang out and vibe and like make cardistry, or like what's the main point of your Twitch?
Um, it's definitely cardistry focused. I want to create content for cardists or people who enjoy seeing cardistry, even though they might not do cardistry themselves. But I've done, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 interviews with other big names in the cardistry
Nice.
world, I guess. And I think the last one was almost 2 months ago. So it's been quite like
It's
yeah,
been a
too
minute.
long.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so I'm trying to get back into doing that. So
Nice.
yeah, the one with Aslan in like 2.5 hours will be the first one in 2 months.
That's awesome.
Hopefully it will be a continuous flow with interviews. But apart from that, I also live stream myself just alone. I watch Codice videos has come off recently, and I also give a lot of tips and stuff
Dude, that's
on
awesome.
the viewers' videos. They just post the links in the chat. I check it out. I yeah, give some critique, I guess. I'm honest about what I think about the videos, what I
Yeah.
think change about it, and also if they just have I guess just moves, like one move, and I can critique the move instead.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I enjoy doing that a lot. So that's mostly what I do. I also play some games occasionally, but
Nice.
that's really not what I want to focus on. Uh,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
questions.
That's super cool. Yeah, yeah. Also, we got some people hopping in chat. That's awesome. Abby D, hi, hello. Isaac, hello, hello. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I feel like in the cardistry community, I feel that feedback is so important and it's so awesome because like it's a way to like positively build upon like what people are doing and make it better. Um, I feel like that happens in cardistry more than magic because like I come of course from a magic background because I performed card magic throughout high school and then
Yeah,
Nate introduced me what cardistry was and like blew my mind. Like and from a magic background, I feel like sharing is like not as big of a thing as cardistry, which is nice because I enjoy the sharing aspect of cardistry. Um,
yeah, that's what I like about cardistry as well. There are no secrets really.
yep,
Like if you ask a magician, oh, how did you do that?
they're
Like
like
if they don't know you, they probably won't show you
right, yeah,
how it's done. But you can at Cardiscon go up to I don't know Noel and ask him how he does like Phobos the Amos, and he will show you.
yeah, right,
Like there are no secrets.
right,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
really difficult to do this stuff. But
yeah,
yeah, fair
it is.
enough.
Yeah, I think it's cool too that like um it's I feel like if you live stream or do that kind of stuff like it because I feel like sometimes in cardistry especially is coming as like I still think I'm very much a beginner in terms of my cardistry skills and I think it's nice to like hear from people that are really really good at cardistry that like of course you see everybody in these videos and you're like, oh my god, like those moves are crazy, like what? And then what you don't realize is that all the times that you filmed that and it didn't land or it didn't like or you drop cards, like I think that's the biggest thing that like sort of does but doesn't get talked about enough is that like cardistry is freaking hard.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like it's not
You
easy.
you brought up the Fontaine Futures video,
Yeah.
or my part in the video.
Yep.
That took us a total of I think 9 or 10 hours to film.
Yep. Sounds about right.
So it was basically 1 hour per move.
Yep.
Like some moves were quicker. I got it like within 10 takes or something.
Right,
So
but
I don't
still.
know, 10 minutes of filming. But other moves took 2, 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult.
Yeah.
Especially some moves, obviously. And I do a lot of, I'd say, stunt moves.
Yep.
Where I
Yep.
throw stuff and,
Yep.
yeah, I throw stuff. Yeah, I
You're
do a
like I
lot
just
of
throw things. Just
Yeah, no, not really.
throws
But
full
those are
coffee cup.
the most difficult things, I'd say. Especially when we filmed the Futures video, we were outdoors, which I'm
Right.
not used to at all.
Right, which is harder.
So, yeah, specifically for, I have the fan toss.
Right,
Like
yep.
just toss a fan. And the next step would be to throw a card up, toss the fan, and it will land
Yep.
in the fan, in the air, like no hands, and then I catch
Yep.
the fan. And I didn't really think it would be so difficult to just throw a card and know where it would land.
It's gonna go. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was just a little bit windy. So
Yep.
I would stand like this and just wait until
No
it
wind.
stopped blowing. And then
Yep.
I tried it and probably failed most of the time. Yeah, I did for sure.
Right. And, well,
I think
and
that was the move that took the longest to fail.
right, and then you have humidity, because that's a thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, dude, I'm in the thick of the Midwest here in the U.S., and it is like 97% humidity every single day. Like,
Yeah.
like filming anything outside is the freaking worst. Like, instant clump. You're like, no matter what cards they are, it's just like you use them for 10 minutes and they're just so wet. And you're like,
Yeah,
I don't want
It's
it.
really humid here in Sweden, like
Yep.
all year round. Not really that humid probably, but
I'm sure it
yeah.
gets pretty rough.
Yeah, it's very humid, but not that hot though.
Right.
Not that it matters that much, but you probably don't sweat as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but when I'm here, I notice whenever I've been to LA at Zach's place and like filming videos with him, I have such a hard time to break in decks and to poop decks up because
You're
some
used.
of my moves need poop decks. Like
Yep.
all of my moves are very. I need very specific condition decks to
Yep.
be able to do a move. But it's really difficult when I'm there because everyone has air conditioning,
Yep.
and I can't break decks in. I can't poop them up. It takes me several days. But if I were to use this deck non-stop for 2 more hours, it would be probably quite poopy.
Right.
Because it's really weird how I don't know, I don't really consider that as a factor until
Yeah.
I'm there.
Exactly. And you're
I
like,
can't do stuff with cards. It's so weird. So weird.
yeah, it's like, and that's things in terms of like I never paid attention to like when I was doing like card magic. I would just be like, oh, this deck's poopy, I want a new one. Like and that'd be it,
Yeah.
and that'd be the end of it. But like in cardistry, like that stuff matters. Like there's so many other factors that go into like what in the world the art form is, and I think it's so cool because like it also just gives you a reason to not throw decks away too, or like not stop
Yeah,
using
for sure.
decks.
That's the thing that I like about doing cardistry. Yeah, the life of each deck is way longer.
Right.
I don't think I've ever thrown away a deck.
Same. Yeah.
I have a lot of decks that are like too poopy to use, especially like in a video.
Just bricks.
But yeah, like really, this is the first deck of Black Fontaines that I opened. It was back in, I think they came out in 2015.
15.
Probably.
Yeah.
But this.
Oh, you can see
okay,
it.
right now
Oh
it's
Lord,
a brick,
you can
but
see
looks
it.
Terrible. It looks terrible. I would never use this. But
Right.
it looks like it got diseases on it.
Right. Yeah. Never. But like, it's
Yeah.
also good for
I still
creating.
use it. Yeah, I still use it to practice, which is great.
Yeah, it's super dope. So just Josh and said, yeah, I found old decks are great for cardistry. Yeah, and especially if you're trying to do like in terms of like deck flips, or like if you're trying to like have packets, like you need packets to stay together. Like old decks are so good. But yeah, we have some people joining in. Rafaela Ellis. Hello. Birger, please do both-handed twist.
Yeah, I tried like 2 minutes ago, but
Oh, that's what that was?
I failed. Yeah.
Hey, and that's
I can do it in my right hand easily.
Right.
but I don't practice it
In your left.
with my left one, so we'll see how it goes. This is
Right,
second
which
try. So
again,
let's just pretend first try.
right, back to the point, like it's like even the best people like have a hard time doing it just on cue.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
so close. Hey.
It's okay. The left one is really messy. There's like
Yeah.
a
Card
single card
sticking
here.
out.
I don't really have control over it, but yeah, it's good enough, I guess. I
Right.
don't have a closer for the double one, but
Yeah. No, it's and like I think the other part too that I think I really enjoyed about Cardistry Con was like learning more about cardistry culture in terms of like I think what I really love about cardistry is that like when I was at Cardistry Con, if people dropped cards, like other people helped people pick up their cards. Like it wasn't like a oh dude that sucks so you dropped your cards. Like it was very much like a oh you dropped your card, here you go. Like
yeah.
that when I started collecting cards, I was like if I drop cards then like my world is ending. Like there's dirt on them, there's things on them, I have to get a totally new deck. Like and I didn't understand that like getting a deck like messed up was okay. So
Yeah, of course it is. And that's the thing, like, especially at CardisCon, everyone knows that everyone drops cards.
right.
Like even though you haven't seen Tobias ever drop a single card, you know he's human as well.
Right.
So he will drop cards. So if someone drops cards, you can feel with them. Like I know how it feels to drop cards. I'm gonna help you pick them up.
Right.
Actually, that reminds me of something that Kevin Ho told me. I think it was Kevin Ho. There's an old, I would say cardistry legend or card flourishing legend called Boneho.
Bonehead.
I don't remember where he's from, but I think Kevin Ho met up with him, and Boneho dropped some cards, and Kevin went to pick them up, and he was like, "No, it's my punishment." And then he picked them up.
Wow.
So he was like, yeah, this acts as my punishment for dropping cards. I have to pick them up. Which, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Yeah.
Quote, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that's definitely like an interesting way at looking at that.
Yeah, and also it was probably 15 years ago or something.
Right.
So there weren't a lot of people doing it.
Right.
He was really pushing himself to like, I really don't want to drop cards.
Right,
So
being intense about it.
Sees
Yeah.
it as a punishment, so you have to pick them up.
Yeah. Also, Kevin Ho's deck smacks. Like I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Like let's talk about that for a second.
2 days ago. Oh, I'm actually gonna get one on camera.
Also, while Birger's running over there in his dope setup he's got over there, lights and all, just Josh and actually just started getting into cardistry because of your 2-minute tutorial Tuesdays. Oh, dude, Josh, that's freaking awesome. I've been working on your diving board move. It's super fun to play with and just slip sometimes my ring finger. Dude, that's freaking awesome. Just slip sometimes with my so just Josh, and if you get like if you could get a more broken in deck or like an older deck, it tends to be a little easier. So but yeah, no, dude, that's freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, those the arrows just look so good. And in my head I saw that, and of course I was like, in my head I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's such a good idea. Like you sometimes see things and you're like, how has nobody done this yet? Like, or you know what I mean? Like cardistry has so far to go. Like there's so many things you could do. Like,
I didn't know how big the run was for these cards. Like how many there were. It says 5,000 on the box.
Bet.
I thought there were fewer, but that's really cool. I really like the concept behind these, and they look good as well.
Right.
So this is the first time I'm actually looking at the actual cards like in my hands. I got them 2 days ago. He sent me
nice.
some. Just gonna see if I'm on the acknowledgements extra card. Probably not.
Oh my gosh.
Why would I? No, I'm not there. It's okay. I'll still like you, Kevin. No, these are really cool. Oh,
yeah.
What's this? Oh.
That's dope.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna play around with these more.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think in terms of, like, especially because I get people ask all the time, like, oh, like, what is, like, because with our design process, they're like, how do you think of, like, decks, or, like, what do you think about when you're, like, trying to design a deck? And, like, this is, like, that deck is such a prime example of, like, thinking about moves and, like, how the cards look in motion, and then, like, trying to allow people to make different shapes with the back designs, and, like, having it be more of an art than, like, just a back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so there are definitely, yeah, I'd say two different approaches to um, designing a deck. It's either just looking good, like having them still,
Yep.
like, oh, this looks good. But the other one is just them looking good in motion,
Right.
or better in motion, or in fans, or displays, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you probably have to consider both of them.
Yeah.
Like these, for example, these are my favorite things, the florals.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure, like, I like the way they look when they're
Still.
stationary.
Mm-hmm.
Still. Like, they don't do well in fans, since you can only see the top card.
Yep.
And, yeah, I didn't do packet cuts. You never see more than one card, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's good fun.
Again, there's so much to think about. Like, it's such a complex thing that's what makes it so much fun. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm getting my Aerodynamics Monday. Can't wait. Cardistry Talk. Caleb's freaking awesome. If he does a lot of interview stuff too on YouTube channel. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been able to catch, like, I haven't seen any of them, but I know.
Right.
That's
Yeah. Hey. Just Josh, and thanks. Isaac Erickson. I love it when I think I created an original move, but then I meet the original creator and exchange ideas. Yeah, that's a thing too. Is like it's in like so what I also think is like kind of like not a good mindset in terms of cardistry too is that like I think people sometimes when they think that they made original move, they like and they see somebody else that did something very, very similar or the same thing, they kind of like are like, oh darn, like, you know, they people get like discouraged, I almost feel like, or at least I do, because like I'll try to make something and then of course somebody else made it and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but like you still like still have an understanding of cardistry because you got there without any influence. Like, it still should be something that you're proud of, that you you made up, that, like, I mean, it's not yours, and, like, in terms of getting credited, you can be like, well, that person did it first, but, like, it's still an accomplishment to make something with zero influence of seeing anybody else do anything similar. So, like...
Yeah, for sure. I have an example of that. When I created a move that wasn't mine, I guess.
Yeah.
So, the story starts in Brooklyn, in 2015 at CardistCon.
Right.
And after the con was over, we were hanging out at the House of Cardistry, or whatever they call it, for like the headliners.
Yep.
And Dimitri was like, I have this idea, but I can't do anything with it. I'm sure you can come up with something better than I could have ever done with it.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what does it look like? And he did this, he did an angel, and then he did this. That's all he did. And I was like, that's trash. But I still wanted to try to create something with it,
right?
Just to be able to
say,
impress Dimitri, because he was one of my big influences back then.
Right.
Now as well. But it took me, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks maybe, and I realized that you could do a fan like this.
Oh.
So I sent him the video of that. I was like, dude, I came up with this really cool thing. And I was like, oh, I already did that, but nice job. Like, shit. Okay, back to the drawing board.
No!
So I was like, okay, so how can I make this better than
Dimitri's
move? Okay, I'll remove this the angel card, and I'll just do the fan like this.
Right.
Which I'm like, oh shit, that's a really good fan. It's easier than curly Q and all that. So I sent him the video. That was 2 weeks after I sent this thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, I did the same thing yesterday. I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, oh, shit. So he was always a step ahead of me.
Right.
So we created the same things without the influence of each other. And
Right.
he just said like, yeah, great minds think alike.
Right.
And I think
Yeah.
that's very important to, as you were saying, like if you create something that someone else has done, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
It
Yeah.
just means that you were as smart, if not smarter than that person. But
On the
I don't
same
know.
track. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not a bad thing. It just happens, especially when you're starting out because you don't really have the understanding of what has been done before.
Right.
Because that takes experience, just seeing a lot of cardistry that you
Yep.
will know what has been done and what
Yep.
hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Um,
And there's so much
so
out there.
instead of getting like discouraged um, from that, you should, I don't know.
Build on it.
When Dimitri said that he had already done it, I got motivated to create something even cooler.
Yep.
And I think that's really important um, to think of. Like,
Right.
see it as an opportunity to, okay, this isn't enough. I'll have to step it up a bit
Right.
and do something even cooler.
Right.
To motivate yourself.
Yeah. No, that was a good story. Yeah, no, that's like I think that's super super helpful for a lot of people, especially for me too. Because like again, like I still like I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then I'll like text somebody who's been in the community forever. Like I'll be like, hey, Matt Fox, like has anybody done this? And he's like, oh yeah, like 2014.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I get quite a lot of messages as well, like that. Like,
Yeah.
hey, quick question: has anyone done this?
right,
And I look at it, and like most of the time, I'm like, yeah, I can't say that I've seen that specific thing or like when or where.
you just
But I'd be
know,
surprised if no one has done it.
right? Yeah,
Because
yeah,
mostly it's quite simple things, like a really small, I don't know, mechanic or something.
has been explored. Yeah,
And it has probably been done before, but that doesn't matter. Like that doesn't mean that it's that I don't know. It doesn't mean that you wasted your time doing it. Like
Right.
coming up with it.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's experience as well.
right.
Yeah.
Let's check out some more of this chat here. Nikolai, he said, "Hey Burger, have you experienced creator's block or burnout? What do you do to get out of it?" That's a big boy question right there. That's let's unpack that.
I think it's really important. It's a really important topic because it happens to everyone, me included.
Yeah,
So yes, I have experienced it. It happens quite a lot actually. I wouldn't see it as burnout. Or yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I had a specific goal. Like okay, these
Right.
moves I want to have in a solo video, and it has to be done before.
this date. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Before CardisCon or whatever. Or
Yep.
if I'm in a competition, then you also have you have set goals. I need this amount of content, I guess, to fill around for this competition, and I have a date when I have to have it finished. Um, I feel like whenever I have those goals, I don't encounter a creator's block.
Yeah.
I really, it's tough because it's different every time. So it's not like
Right. Well, because then there's like motivation too. There's like like if you don't have a goal, if you don't have an end, like an end destination, you're like, what am I even working towards? Like, it's kind of just like, do I pick these up for fun or like, do I do something else with my time?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing right now. I have a couple of moves that I feel like these are finished. I have a bunch of moves that I'm working on that I know will be possible to do and they will look cool, but I don't know what to do with them. So I'm not really motivated to practice them or get better at them. But what I was wanting to say before I lost my train of thought and started talking about goals was that I personally basically never take breaks.
Yeah.
I just shift my focus from trying to create stuff or trying to perfect a move or actively practicing to just fiddling with a deck of cards whenever I'm watching YouTube videos or something.
Yeah.
Because there are two ways of practicing. Either you really think about what you're doing. That's probably the way you get better quickly. Like that's the best way of practicing. But it's also good just to not think about what you're doing. Just I don't know, freestyle, I guess. But there are a lot of artists. I have a lot of friends that like to take breaks.
Yeah.
In 2015, also at CartistCon in Brooklyn, Nikolai published a book called Take a Break, and I think he wrote quite a lot about taking breaks. Why. I don't understand why that would be a bad thing as well. Like, I only shuffle cards whenever I feel like it's fun.
Yeah.
If I don't feel like picking up a deck of cards, then I won't do it.
Yeah. Yep.
So if I'm not feeling motivated to do cardistry for, let's say, 4 months, then I won't do cardistry.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really consider that a break because I'm not actively thinking, okay, I'm going to take a break.
Yeah.
And on this day, I'm going to pick the cards up again.
Yep.
But it basically is a break. So I think the most important thing is that you shouldn't feel forced to create stuff. You shouldn't feel forced to excel really quickly and get better and better and better. It's more important that you have fun and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
For most of us, basically everyone doing cardistry is just a hobby.
Yep.
So I think that's the most important thing, to have fun with it. Don't feel forced to produce content. Don't feel forced to like see your follower count go up every week or something. Like it's okay to lose followers as well. Like,
yeah.
Don't worry. I lose, I think, 10 followers a day.
Nice.
And get 5 new, so -5 a day, and I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Really mind. Like I don't want to force myself to produce Instagram videos just to keep my follower count high. I just want to do it when I feel like it.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what a lot of people lose.
Yeah. I think that's very important. Especially like for me specifically, the thing that has motivated me the most doing cardistry in general, like what have motivated me to pick up the deck again and get better, is the creation. Like I've always liked the kind of problem solving. I like to look at it like, oh, if I could do anything with cards, what would I do?
Right.
And then I try to imagine it, like what would it look like, and then I try to do it, and most of the time it doesn't work, but
right, but then it does sometimes.
Yeah. So I've always seen it more as a race against myself to get better all the time, instead of a race
against somebody else,
other people.
Yep.
Like, you will forever see really good cardistry around you, like in your Instagram feed on YouTube. You will always see people that you will probably think are better than you. That might not be true, probably not true. But don't let that discourage you. Just keep on doing your thing.
Right.
People will, like, if your goal is to be recognized, people will recognize you for doing your thing, not for trying to be someone else or trying to copy someone else's stuff. I think that's important to see. I've been talking for a long time.
Well, dude, that's such a big topic to unpack. Like, I feel like it's the same thing in terms of like even like, because I mean, cardistry, it's not just the cardistry, of course, since like the main way we share cardistry is through video making. Like, there's also that with like videography, photography that I run into all the time. Like, it's one of those things where I just scroll through Instagram and I see these banger photos of like cards and other things, and I'm like, wow, like these people are good. Like I could never do that. Like, you know what I mean? And that's like it's so hard to then just on a bigger scale, like not compare yourself to other people, like in anything, because like you have to be okay with the fact that you're never going to be the best at something. Like there's always going to be somebody that like it's just a little bit better than you, and that's okay. Like that's like because you're not comparing yourself to others.
That doesn't make you any less
Worse.
good.
Yeah.
It just means that they're a little bit better, but you're still really good at this.
Right. Yeah.
So that's really important to understand and not get discouraged by it. And just feel like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing and not really think about what other people think of it.
Right. Which is so hard to do.
Yeah, it's so difficult. So difficult.
It's kind of segueing. So, John asked. So he said, first of all, what's up? Hello. So what are some pointers on when you're stuck on a move and can't figure out where to move? So I think like have you ever gotten to a place in a move where you're like, okay, I have no idea where to go from here? Like, where do you gain inspiration?
I'd say there are generally two things that I would do. This is probably a better answer to the creator's block thing than what I said before. I think what I said is really important, which might not have to do with that question. Whatever. But yeah, so first of all, I don't really do moves that are long enough for me to get stuck in the middle.
True.
My moves are like, it's one moment.
Yep.
You just have to do one thing. It's really easy to understand, like, conceptually.
Yeah.
It's really easy to explain to other people what is happening because there's only one thing happening.
Right.
It's really difficult. And, yeah. But if I'm doing a packet cut and I'm stuck in the middle of it, and I've been stuck for 3 or 4 days, that's the only move I've tried to make any progress on, I would, first up, I would like video call a friend or another person in the cards community / just send a video or whatever and ask for their opinion.
Yeah.
Because that can help a lot. Like if you send it to 10 people, 9 of them might not have any idea of how to progress there. So one might give you the missing puzzle piece for you to continue with the cut. If that doesn't work, I would not think about that move for a bit.
Yeah.
That's the thing about, like, take a little break from that one move. It doesn't mean you have to take a break from cardistry, but just don't do that move. Like, sleep on it. Get back to it the next day. Just, like, reset your mind.
Yep.
It's really easy to, like, also if you feel like you finished a cut, like you create a cut within 10 minutes. I got a closer, I got the middle pawn. I mean the opener, the middle pawn, and the closer. I feel like, okay, this feels good, this looks good. I'm gonna post it on Instagram.
Right.
Instantly. I wouldn't do that. I would like let a couple of hours pass, maybe a couple of days, and take a look at it again.
And be like, can I make this better?
With this fresh mind, does it still look good? Does it still feel good? Should I change something about it?
Yeah.
So I think it's good to take shorter breaks when creating, just to look at that stuff with
new eyes.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's the answer to that question.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's, again, it's the collaboration. It's like, it's in terms of like, that's just creative process in general. Like when you're creating, you can get just so deep in this hole, and then like you've got to get out of it to look down and be like, oh, is this really like you have to take time away from it. So I think that's super good advice. Sam Brown, the Birger backflip. That was also dope. When I met you and you were like, I found out that was the thing, I was like, I can't. I would hurt myself.
Most people would.
Right.
That's okay.
So, and then Dipanjan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I'm sorry if I'm absolutely butchering your name. Birger, don't you think Tobias should do more YouTubing or coming live on Insta? Your other guys are there also, but... Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see the question as well. Do I think he should? I think he should do whatever he feels like
doing. Right, yeah, because like...
yeah, same thing as I was talking about earlier. Like, let people do what they want to do.
Yeah.
and people will let you do whatever you want to do.
Right.
But do I want him to? Yes. I
Yeah.
would love to hear him talk about cardistry. I would like to be able to step inside his mind for a
Yep.
little bit. Uh, but I'm not gonna message him every day and
And
try
be
to get
like,
him to do it because
then he's
yeah,
not gonna want it.
yeah, kind of. I'll let him do his thing. I
Right.
think that's for the better.
Right. And then Isaac Erickson, do you have buddies to help you evolve moves and create ideas? Yeah, I think we just talked about that with like, sending it to, these many people, because like the whole point in creative process too is like sharing like different perspectives. Like somebody might see something
Yeah.
that you don't, and then it like blows the entire roof off, and you're like, oh my god,
Yes.
how did I not think of that? Because like sometimes again, you just get stuck in this hole, and you're like this is all I got, and then you know. So yeah, just Josh, and since I'm just getting into cardistry, I don't know any good YouTubers that do tutorials on cardistry. Do you know any for beginners, middle, and more advanced for later on? Um, yeah, Burger, do you have do you have a YouTube where you teach things or?
I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I have like I don't know 4 tutorials.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so yeah, that wouldn't be the best place to look for
yeah. Like
learning moves.
right,
But there is a playlist
right.
that's updated like daily. If you search on YouTube for cardistry tutorial and then filter it by playlist, so you only see the playlists.
Yeah,
Um, there's a tutorial, a playlist by, I think his YouTube name is Zombie TN. Um,
yeah. Nice.
like it has thousands of cardistry tutorials, and the way that people market their tutorials here on YouTube is they write if it's beginner, intermediate, or advanced in the titles. It will be quite easy to
Yeah.
see the I don't know the difficulty level from just looking at the thumbnail and the title.
Right.
But like specific YouTube channels, I would say I mean Zach from Fontaine has
They have a good
quite
amount.
good beginner series, and he also has tutorials on a lot of really advanced stuff from like Noel and Franco and other people. School of Cardistry is a really good place to take a look at, run by Jaspers.
Yeah.
Also really good, big name. Another cardistry legend, I'd say.
Yeah.
Um,
And like I would also join like again like there's a cardistry Discord, like I can't remember if it's the cardistry Discord or cardistry Reddit that I found that there's like it's literally like a chart of just like advanced, like even like more so like kind of what the community seem like terms as like these are like staple things that you like that cardistry people should learn, like things that um like oh my god, I can't even think of one like
Charlier cut.
yeah, Charlier cut, or like even like Pincho, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people like just it's a staple in the community now. Like there's a chart of all of that too. I think it's Cardistry Reddit. Yeah, maybe
I
look
think
at
it's
that.
also linked in the Cardistry
Discord.
server.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too difficult to find.
Right.
I also, speaking of that, there might just be one person. He's working on a website that randomizes a move to learn. So you
That's
would
dope.
choose the difficulty, like beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and then you choose if it's a one-handed cut, a two-handed cut, or like fans, or the different categories of moves.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
it just randomizes one.
That's
you can watch the entire
so
tutorial,
dope.
and if you don't like it, you just press randomize again.
That's so
Uh,
dope. Cause like
there's a Discord channel for it, so you can find the website, but I don't remember the name of it. If you want to find it, you can like DM me on Instagram. I'll send you the link to it, an invite. They have a Patreon as well.
that's super
so
dope.
I'm donating some money each month to help them keep it running. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Thing.
Well, because that's been again like it's nice that I'm kind of also like I feel like I'm a beginner because I can kind of bring in that like perspective of like what do I like? It's almost like, what do I learn first, and then it becomes overwhelming, and then you're almost like, I wish somebody would just be like, this is the things you learn in this order. Cool, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that easy, but there's so much stuff. You're just so overwhelmed. You're like, what do I even do first? So I feel like that can just like be that randomizer. It's like, oh, cool, like, oh, I like that. Let's do that. Like, it's not, like that's awesome.
I don't really like the. Um, it's just a personal thing, but when people say, uh, when you start out Carter Street, you have to learn these moves first, and when you have mastered them, you move on to these moves, and then you do these moves and these moves, because that I feel like for me when I started out, it took away the fun from it. It just felt like a chore.
Or
Like
put
I
you in a
have to
box.
do this to this boring thing to be able to do this fun thing.
Yep.
So when I learned cardistry, I just browsed YouTube for tutorials and performances that I slowed down, and whatever I thought looked cool, like anything, I felt like I want to be able to do this. I tried at least.
Right.
And a lot of things I couldn't do because they were too advanced. But
right.
That's also
name of the game.
Experience.
Yeah.
You gain from that as well. But that's one of the things with this randomizer. There are a bunch of beginner moves, but they're not in any order because it's randomized, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
So you can just like start playing one, see the performance. Okay, no, I don't want to do this one. Move on to the next one. Does this look cool? No. Okay, I'll do the next